Good evening and welcome to the monthly Board of Education meeting for Elizabeth City-Pasquotank Public Schools. ECPPS is a progressive public school district committed to reimagining education so that all students are given choices to discover and explore their hopes and dreams. And now to begin the meeting, Board of Education Chairperson Angela Cobb.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to accept the superintendent's report and recommendations for personnel as presented. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Warden. Any discussion? If not, at this time, please signify a positive vote by show of hands. Let the record reflect there are 5 positive votes. Dr. Williams is absent. At this time, I'd like to return us to open session and would like to welcome everyone to the Board of Education meeting for December 16th, 2024. At this time, would everyone please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. It is our pleasure to welcome everyone here this evening, and we love the fact that we have a full house. To get us started, Ms. Parker, could you do our roll call, please?
Chair Cobb.
Here.
Vice Chair Pereza.
Here.
Dr. Sheila Williams is not present. Tommy Old.
Present.
Angelique Borland. Valerie Bogues.
Here.
Sharon Warden.
Present.
Erica Moore.
Present.
Brandon Moore.
Present.
Ruby Nunez Anaya.
Present.
Thank you for that, Ms. Parker. Mr. Old, would you please read our ethics awareness statement?
Welcome to the December 16, 2024 meeting of the Elizabeth City-Pasquotank Board of Education. It is my duty to remind members of the board that it is your responsibility to avoid all conflicts of interest and potential conflicts of interest in accordance with Chapter 138A of North Carolina General Statutes. As public servants, it is your duty to continually monitor, evaluate, and manage your personal, financial, and professional affairs in such a way as to ensure the absence of conflicts or potential conflicts. Does any member know of any conflict of interest or potential conflict of interest with respect to any matter coming before the board today? Let the record reflect that no conflicts exist.
Thank you, Mr. Old. Now I need a motion to approve our agenda for this evening.
I move to approve the agenda for December 16, 2024 as presented.
Thank you, Ms. Warden. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Who was it? Okay, I wasn't looking, sorry. Thank you, Ms. Bogues. Any discussion? If not, please signify your positive vote by show of hands. Let the record reflect for those present that is unanimous. At this time, we will turn things over to Dr. Parker for our recognitions for this evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and let me say welcome again this evening to everybody that's in here. We have some really exciting recognitions that we're going to have tonight, and we're going to kick it off with some performances from the Pasquotank County High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Nick Stanley, and we have some recognitions in between, but then we're going to end tonight with our students from the dual language program under direction of Miss Elizabeth Beal that are going to sing for us. So really excited about some of the musical talent we've got here this evening. And so Mr. Stanley, thank you for bringing the crew out here tonight to perform for us. So we'll turn it over to you.
1, 2, ready, and.
Good evening, Dr. Parker, Board Chair Cobb, the rest of the Board of Education, distinguished guests, a very large audience, which is a wonderful thing to have. Congratulations to you that are being recognized tonight. My name is Nick Stanley. I'm the Director of Bands at Pasquotank County High School, and we are excited to be here. Thank you, Dr. Parker, for the invitation. Just to give you a little bit of a recap of things that have been going on inside the PCHS band, it has been a very good year for us. These students have worked from July 14th-ish until now, doing competitions, band camp, football games, 2 Christmas parades, ECSU homecoming parade, hosting a competition, and it being on paper probably our best year yet. These students have worked outrageously hard and put in a lot of time, and if you know anything about marching band, you know it's a lot. So my hat literally goes off to these young people, these men and these young women and men for their countless hours, because they do a fantastic job. So thank you guys. Just to give a recap of where we were, we participated in 3 competitions. One was in at Hickory High School in Chesapeake, Virginia. We did well there. Then we went to Edenton, and we had a clean sweep in Class 2A. We scored first place in all captions, which was phenomenal. Then we hosted a competition, which, like I said, we did very well. We didn't compete in that. And then we ended our competition season in Havelock, North Carolina, right across the street from Cherry Point. And tough competition. The best of the best are at Havelock. We did a 3rd place finish in our class, which was still phenomenal. Actually, I got a phone call today, and the students don't even know this yet, but we were unaware that we were being judged at the Elizabeth City Christmas Parade. And Dr. Parker, we took first place in the school division at the Elizabeth City Christmas Parade. So congratulations, students. We also, if you follow us on social media, we just did our 4th annual Blue and Green Christmas with Northeastern back on Thursday. That was a wonderful event. We're playing at a bunch of things coming up, basketball games at Pasquotank County High School, the Border Clash on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. What else? But there's 3 people that I would be remiss if I didn't call them out. One of them could not be here tonight due to a prior commitment, but that is my band staff. They are some of the most hardworking people that I know. So Karan James and Sam Griffin over there, and Mackenzie Scher, who could not be here tonight. They are phenomenal. I forget to mention them at a lot of events, so I made sure I get them in tonight, but they are wonderful, and thank you guys for what you do for these students, because I can't do it alone, and you guys do a fantastic job. And to the band parents that are helping out with the band, and my parents who are helping out tonight pulling the trailer, thank you guys so much for what you do, and I would be remiss if the band discount cards are back from Pasquotank County High School. They are $5, and see the lady raising her hand. She's got a whole bunch on them. We take Cash App, we take credit cards, we take diamond rings, expensive watches, whatever you have, we'll be happy to take it. $5, the gift that keeps on giving. They're good till the end of the year. See us at the intermission in a little bit if you want some. Thank you guys so much. We got one more selection for you guys.
That is wonderful. Mr. Stanley and the band, thank you so much for those incredible performances. Can't you see that this band right here places for a reason? That is a good band right there. Let's give them one more round of applause. And thank y'all so much for kicking off here the evening tonight with just that wonderful festivity for the season. We're going to continue right along with our recognitions, and I will say we've got 2 or 3 things to recognize, and then at the conclusion of the recognitions, we're going to have Miss Bill and her students conclude with the songs, and at that point we'll take a 5-minute break and give the band an opportunity to transition out, and then anybody that may not be staying for the rest of the meeting will have an opportunity. The chair usually says that she recognizes a lot of families have to get home and cook dinner and feed kids, so we understand sometimes the meeting can be long. So we will pause in just a couple minutes and give everybody an opportunity to exit as soon as we finish all these recognitions. So I want to make that point there. So we'll continue right along, and at this point I'll ask Chair Cobb and Vice Chair Perez to come forward with some recognitions for our board members. And for the rest of the evening, what we will do is when we take the photographs with the board, we will come right here to the center part of the room, and we'll take a photograph right here.
It's highly unusual to be on this side of things, but it was very important this evening for our board to recognize the changing of the guard, so to speak. We had an election back in November, and we have been very fortunate to acquire a new board member to our team, but we would be completely remiss if we did not recognize our outgoing board member. Rodney Walton is quite the comedian sometimes. He has a passion for education in our community. He loves kids. He builds strong relationships. And we have been honored and privileged to have him serve on our board. We wanted to take this opportunity to recognize him tonight as our outgoing board member and to let him know how much we appreciate his service to Elizabeth City-Pasquotank Public School Board and to the students of our community. So, Mr. Walton, if you'll come forward, please.
First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity and for the opportunity to work with the school board. Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Parker, if you could start the clock so I can have my 3 minutes. I wasn't prepared to have a 3-minute speech, but I can definitely put 3 minutes in at this time. But what I would like to say to everyone here, it was my pleasure working for you all. I would go around and say thank you, but as I look in the crowd, I don't want to miss anyone, and I know when I have to start pointing out everyone that has impacted me for my time on the board. And to special colleagues, wait, let me address the school board members, student board members first. Thank you guys. Ms. Perez and I, about 2.5 years ago, thought that we needed to have students back on the board, and we made a pitch to the board to get that done. And I think every year we've had stronger candidates. And you three are going to do some great things for the school board and for your schools. So thank you guys as well, okay? Now, to my special recognition, these people are not here, but I wanted to make sure to take a second just to recognize them. The names may not be familiar to you, but you don't have to worry about their names. Just know that if they're watching out there, that I especially recognize them. We'll start off with the original Tucker, Tall T, Barbie, I'm sure she's probably listening somewhere. We have Queen V, she's always watching. Sweet Easy is always in the building because she's sweet and she's easy. Couldn't be remiss without the former President Bill Clinton. Without his endorsement, none of this would have been possible. And of course, the one and only, the only reason any of these things happen is because of the firecracker. So I'd like to thank all those folks for seeing to it that I actually made it onto the school board, and hopefully I did make a difference during my 4 years on this term. And I look forward to bigger and better things to continue with the school system. Thank you very much.
It was very special that we be able to do this tonight. This is the first board meeting where our new board member has joined us. So we would like to take this opportunity right now to welcome and recognize the new member to the PAC, Miss Angelique Boland. And if you'll come forward for us, we look forward to working with her. We can't wait to see the ideas that she has to share, and we are very thankful to have her voice on the board. So if you'll join me in welcoming Ms. Boylan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chair Cobb, for those things. And to Mr. Walton, thank you for your service again on the board. And to Ms. Boylan, welcome. We're going to move right along here and ask Rachel Haynes to come forward with some recognitions for our child nutrition department. After that, we will ask Caroline Gordon to come forward with our holiday artwork. And then Ms. Brothers will conclude us with our central recognitions. And then we'll end the night with our performance with Ms. Beal and the students. Ms. Haynes.
Chair Cobb, Vice Chair Perez, and board members, good evening. So our school nutrition department participates in the summer food service program. And this past summer, they served at 19 sites. So 9 hybrid sites, which were our school sites, 9 congregate community sites, and this year they added 1 new non-congregate site, and that was the Pasquotank Public Library. So through the partnership with the library, ECPPS School Nutrition served from that site alone 12,325 meals. So for all sites, the school nutrition department served over 60,000 meals, but the library accounted for approximately 20% of the meals that were served. And so those were the boxes that were available on Fridays for pickup. On November 21st, our school nutrition attended the Summer Palooza in Greenville, North Carolina, which is an event sponsored by DPI, the NC Summer Nutrition Programs, No Kid Hungry, North Carolina, and the Carolina Hunger Initiative. So I don't know if you saw them in the parade, but they borrowed some really cool costumes that they brought home that day to use in the parade. But they also brought home the Rural Non-Congregate Innovation Award, which was only awarded to 2 districts in the state. So tonight, I would like to recognize Ms. Tammy Reinhardt for being so innovative, creative, and energetic. And Ms. Reinhardt, if you'd please come forward and recognize the school nutrition team.
I, in turn, want to thank my ladies. The Innovative Non-Congregate Award is awarded, it was one, our district and one other in the state, and it is to award the districts that bring the most innovative marketing and to increase our participation. And we partnered with the library, and in turn, the library helped us boost our numbers because they offered their reading program and they offered activities, and we increased their reading program by leaps and bounds because they came out and enjoyed not only getting a box that had 10 meals in it, but they also got to participate in the air-conditioned activities that were age-appropriate and diverse between the ages. But I wanted to just shout out, because I only had 15 ladies, and not only did they win this award, but they won. We were acknowledged for feeding the most students, the most children in the state for the month of July. More than any other county or district, we fed more children for the month of July. And 15 ladies, I'm going to read their names real fast. Jane Chappell, Stephanie Johnson, Bethany Robinson, Sherry Chapman, Valerie Stanley, Brittany Scaniel, Joyce Hooks, Linda Dance, Stacy Poole, Juliet Godfrey, Shirley Williams, Ebony Graham, Yolanda Banks, Allison Rollins, Dolores Brumsey, and Alexis Langley. And a special thanks to Miss Yolanda Banks. Yolanda and Ebony and our Matt Eckert, they were the only three that fed the library. So I want to especially thank those people. We packed boxes, 10 meals a day, or 10 meal boxes, and they were filled with the things that the kids really enjoyed. Not only were they healthy, but we also put things in their snacks that they appreciated. And I think that kind of kept them coming back. But thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Rachel.
Good evening, Chair Cobb, Vice Chair Perez, and members of the board. It is my pleasure to introduce one of my favorite ECPPS traditions, the annual holiday artwork competition. Several of our schools submitted holiday-themed artwork created by our amazingly talented students. The official holiday card will make its debut later this week, but we wanted to share a special video with you featuring all of the entries we received. Following the video, principals and art teachers will come forth to recognize their students and take a photo with the board. Central Elementary will present first, followed by J.C. Sawyer, P.W. Moore, Sheep Harney, Weeksville, then Elizabeth City Middle. Hope you all enjoy the video.
Good evening, Dr. Parker, Chair Cobb, Vice Chair Pereza, and other distinguished board members. I am Mrs. Brothers, the principal at Central Elementary School, and tonight for their artwork along with Deborah Polis, I would like to recognize two of my third graders, Chase Only and Megan Natoli.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Robertson. I'm the principal at J.C. Sawyer. Tonight, I'd like to recognize two of my students. I have Lillian Kahn for our fourth grade recognition. Lillian, are you here? And I have Natalie Quatzazan, our fifth grade winner.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephanie Ambrose, P.W. Moore, and I have with me Kyra Smith, our art teacher. And we would like to recognize Isabella Lewis. Come on, Isabella. And Malia Skinner. Come on down.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Sneed. I'm the principal of Sheep Harney Elementary School, and I have with me our art teacher, Mrs. Elena Lawson. And tonight we have two students we're also recognizing, Jamarcus Frazier, one of our second graders. Come on up, Jamarcus. And Timothy Fenton from fourth grade.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Schiffbauer. I'm the principal of Weeksville Elementary, and I have my wonderful art teacher here with me, Allison Hopper, and we have two amazing Weeksville artists we'd like to recommend or recognize. We have third grade Megan Smithley and fifth grade Jamari Jones.
tall. Good evening. My name is Sharon Bell, proud principal of Elizabeth City Middle School, and tonight I have with me one of my teachers, Miss Koza Blunt, and we are excited to present two of our students with this award. It's Mia Guerrero, our 6th grade student, and Giselle Mercer, 7th grade.
Is that her? Oh, okay, okay. Congratulations. Oh.
All right, at this time, I am going to recognize some of our exceptional staff. If I could have my counterpart, Mr. Peel, to join me up here. It was very difficult to select just a few of our honored guests, but I did want to recognize a few of our staff members, and we are starting with Mr. Alexander Stanley, and if you could come up as I'm talking. Mr. Stanley is one of our 3rd grade teachers. Mr. Stanley is a man of few words, and so are his kids when they are around him. But he is very data-driven, and he gets the job done. So we are very proud of Mr. Stanley, who just grins at me sometimes and is not allowed to stand beside me in any pictures. Okay? I'm only 5 feet, and he looks about 7 feet behind me. We also want to recognize Miss Dana Hawley. She is one of our resource teachers at Central Elementary School. She joined us from Pasquotank Elementary School, but she has hit the ground running and embraced all of our babies, and we truly appreciate it. The next person that we are recognizing is Mrs. Monica Fulford. She is our 2024-2025 School Teacher of the Year. She does exceptionally well with her staff, the students, and the parents. A great communicator and a great differentiator. Next, we want to honor Mr. Breon Fulford, our head custodian. Mr. Fulford will work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And sometimes I have to put him out of the building. The only time he is not in my building is if he is sick. And that's what kerosene can't cure. Next, we have my exceptional music teacher, Mrs. Bill, who probably didn't realize that she was being honored tonight. But Miss Bill was challenged this year with losing her classroom space, and she has taken it in stride. She rolls her cart and her instruments. She has her students help her, and she is still pumping out all of the music with our babies. So I truly appreciate that. Go on over there, Miss Bill. Next, I have Miss Rebecca Hoosier. Miss Rebecca Hoosier is one of our instructional assistants, but she's not just an instructional assistant. She's also kind of like our mini student intern and a first responder. Miss Hoosier jumps in whenever we need her to do whatever we need her to do. So we want to recognize her. I also have Miss Nandita Banerjee, who has been at Central for quite a long time, longer than I. But she is one of our staples and pillars in Central Elementary School. She loves our babies, and she's always willing to help, and so we truly appreciate her. And this concludes my staff recognitions. All right, at this time, I am kind of going to do the same thing with my students. So the first student that we're going to recognize is in kindergarten, and her name is Miss Kristen Powell. And she is one of our star students because she loves following the classroom rules. She completes all of her classwork, and she pays very close attention to detail. She demonstrates a strong work ethic, and is very kind and respectful, not just to her teachers, but her peers as well. Next, I have Miss Chloe Harris in first grade. Chloe is another one of our model students, and both of these ladies are extremely quiet in class, so you got to pay attention to know that they're even there. But when she's presented with something difficult, she always gives her best effort. She can always be counted on to follow the rules and the expectations, participate in discussions, and she helps not only the students but the staff. And she has a great attitude, so she is well deserving. Our second grade honoree is Mr. Isaiah Graves. He is one of our second graders, and Isaiah has a long list of things that he does, and I don't think he's here tonight. But one of his teachers, Ms. Cartwright, is here. So, Ms. Cartwright, if you can accept this for Isaiah, please. He demonstrates strong work ethic in all of his subjects, participates in discussion, has a positive attitude, works with his peers, and just has a great independence with completing his assignments. He just does very, very well. Ms. Cartwright, I had to give her the teacher eyes. In third grade, the student that we want to recognize is Mr. Jackson Worrell, and I don't think I saw him either. So, Mrs. Stanley is Jackson Worrell. Jackson is one of our star students. Again, great work ethic, very diligent in his work, demonstrates integrity. Jackson was one of our students that scored a 100% on his math check-in, and he just does an outstanding job, and so we do want to honor him. Jackson is probably about half that height, just for references. In fourth grade, and I don't think I saw him, we want to recognize Carter Barcliff. Carter does an outstanding job and works hard in all of his subjects. He demonstrates dedication and excellence, perseverance, and he shows exceptional skills in all of his areas, and as well as a positive attitude and willing to learn and continue to grow. So he's not here tonight. Do I have a fourth grade teacher? Okay. And one of our next students is Mr. William White. He's not here as well. He's one of our fifth graders, but he is another model student, very respectful, responsible, and gives 100%, and is a pleasure to teach. For our exceptional children, we had two students. We had Harper Macnack. She always does a great job. She's very kind to staff and peers and always willing to help. And we have Serenity Spence, who shows incredible academic progress and growth in reading and math, and she's always helpful and pleasant to others. And last but not least, I have a very special baby that I have truly gotten to know since my time at Central Elementary School. And this student was recommended by the Connect staff, which is art, music, PE, and media. He demonstrates just consistent work ethic. He's always willing to help all of his peers. He has a positive attitude. He contributes. He's been a PE superstar. He has showcased his musical talents with the choir. He's just an exceptional, very, very well-rounded student, and I am proud to honor Mr. Corbin Perkins. Thank you. And at this time, we will have my first grade dual language class to perform along with Miss Bill. And my teachers, Miss Gomez and Miss Ochoa. I am Mrs. Brothers. I am the proud principal here at Central Elementary School, where we are raising the bar and we are trying to get from a C to a B. We have some very high goals. We're also trying to exceed growth. This year we are super excited due to our math scores that we are seeing in our upper grades. One of our particular teachers that we're honoring tonight had a 70% pass rate, and the 9 students that he did not have to pass were all within 7 points of scoring a level 3. So that's a testament to where they started and where they ended in that particular school year. He was able to work with some of the other students from other teachers and was able to get an even higher pass rate.
I've been here for 5 years, math and science teacher. I feel like just every year it's kind of keeps on getting better and better. I'm just looking at the data, just kind of learning from year to year, making sure we're using the right strategies, and know more what to expect now. I want to make sure my kids are the best that they can be. I'm very competitive. I want to be the best, so that's the goal. Yeah, last year 79% of the kids passed their math EOGs, so that was the highest for the school-wide. When I'm walking around making sure that they're doing the work, like showing the work, like they're using the strategies that I taught.
Another program that we are super excited about is our dual language immersion program. We are one of 3 pilot schools here in Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public Schools, and we have seen so much growth in our students. Those students are learning in Spanish and they are excelling at it. When I go into the classrooms in the morning, I always say, "Tiene un buen día," which means have a great day, and the students always respond to me with something different, and it lets me know that they know what I'm saying to them and they're able to communicate with me. Those students are even further than me right now, and I am so excited to see them progress from 1st grade to 2nd grade, knowing that they are going to completely surpass me with reading Spanish, speaking Spanish, communicating in Spanish, and just learning it and being able to teach other people. I also want to shout out our 2024-2025 Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Monica Fulford. She is one of our teacher leaders within the building. She is a great communicator with our parents. If she sees a deficiency, she hops right on it and she gets interventions put in place. She gets parental support. She is just one of those teachers that wants to see all of her students excel.
Teaching is my passion. I love to do my small group centers with my kids because that's where I see the most bang for my buck. I like to see when the light bulb actually comes on and they actually finally get a tough task that was kind of hard for them to do. I believe my coworkers have nominated me because the main thing they'll say is I'm very creative in what I do. I try to make our Common Core standards very fun for the children to learn and just make it fun as a teacher. I want my kids to have a very welcoming environment. I want them to be happy to come into my classroom, and I try to greet everyone every day with a smile.
Ho, 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 ho. ho, 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 ho. Desde Colombia y Honduras, les deseamos ¡Feliz Navidad, Elizabeth City! ¡Ho, ho, 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 ho! Navidad a todos, aquí en Elizabeth City. ¡Ho, ho, 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 ho!
Let's have one more round of applause for all of our musicians. At this time, we will take a short 2-minute recess so that we may transition to the business portion of our meeting. Thank you for coming. Merry Christmas and have a good night.
Good night. This is real well comfortable.
Wait, so what happened?
No, she about to fail the class.
No, I'm about to. No, actually, because look, she didn't put it in. She hasn't put my midterm paper and my speech paper. Okay, those are zero.
No, they're not zero. They're not in.
They're not in, but they're gonna be zero. Are the grades supposed to be decent?
Hold on.
The grades still are decent. What did they already do?
They're in.
Are you sure?
Stop playing for real, because we're all
I didn't know you could do that. Do what?
I think I failed this class. You can tell her, yeah, I think I
let's
failed
turn it
too.
up. Let's go ahead and see.
Hey, you don't turn that up.
Come on.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, let me go. It's Valerie. No, because he left. I don't think he said it.
He did.
He walked out. You guys walked up. He like sneaked outside. Nah. We had our full business.
No.
Stop.
It's bad. I swear, like, I'm not even
It's
playing.
not bad.
Yeah, it
If you
is.
take the class, they don't delete that grade from your
Well,
transcript, do they? Really?
It replaces the grade.
Really? I didn't think so. I just thought it would come up with like a R for like retake.
I think for, like, if it was a high school class,
You should.
you should.
That dang history class. I don't get an A. And he seemed jacked.
Ruby.
I'm happy. I don't care. I knew I was gonna. I felt like I wasn't even gonna pass this math class. So a win is a win.
I'm pretty sure I just failed. Oh.
It would have outweighed this.
Ain't so bad. Ruby,
How did you?
let's see what my GPA went to. What do you think it went to? I ain't got my transcript. Oh, yeah.
Okay, but why didn't you check this before? Brandon. Really? That's not much.
At this time, we're going to go ahead and call our meeting back to order. It's a wonderful thing when you have to have a break because so many people are at the meeting. That's a nice problem to have. At this time, we are going to move into the public comment portion of our meeting. And just to remind everyone listening and participating this evening of Board Policy 2310, public comment. These are the guiding guidelines of public comment. Each speaker will receive 3 minutes to present comment. A sign-up sheet will be available 30 minutes before the meeting begins for any individual or group to indicate their desire to address the board. During the public comment period, the board chairperson will recognize speakers in the order in which they signed in. When that person's name is called, please approach the podium without anything in hand except paper or index card if needed. Substitute speakers will not be permitted, and speakers may not donate any portion of their time to another speaker. If a speaker is unable to present all of his or her information within the specified 3-minute time limit, the speaker may provide the board with additional information in written form. The chairperson will preside over the public comment period. Board members will not respond to individuals who address the board except to request clarification of points made by the presenter. The speaker will be made aware when his or her 3 minutes is up, and at that time, the speaker must leave the podium without comment and either return to his or her seat or leave the meeting. Except in cases of emergency, information received during presentations will not be acted upon at the time received. It takes a unanimous vote of board members present to take action on a presentation considered to be of unusual or emergency nature at the time it is presented. Disruptions by any person or persons of a public meeting shall be subject to action in accordance with GS 143-318.17. This evening, we have 2 individuals who have signed up for public comment. The first person on the list is Mr. Tony Sawyer. Mr. Sawyer, you may address the podium, and Ms. Parker will let you know when it's time for you to begin and when your 3 minutes is up.
Well, personally, I think this is an emergency, so I am going to be asking for a vote. As you all know by now, Northeastern High School is going to be, varsity football team is going to be playing the state championship Saturday. I was a part of that 17 years. I got to enjoy 3 of those championships. They were all runner-ups. They're going to win it this year. I told y'all that back in August. I was a part of everything from day one in 2004 when Coach Moore first brought me on board. And I've been fighting for the last 3 years to get back. I do know that the reason why I'm not back right now is basically because of spite. I know there are some board members, I don't believe it's the majority, but I know there's a couple that hate me. And there's some administrators that hate me also, but it's Christmas, people, for God's sakes. You know, can we just take this hatred and sweep it aside long enough to give me one night? I gave 17 years. I don't want to miss this moment. This is something I can't buy. You know, I can buy about anything I want, thanks to my granddad, but I can't buy this moment. And I'm asking y'all, please don't take this from me. If you have any heart at all, like I said, it's Christmas time, people. I gave 17 years. It's a time to give. Can you give me one night? I'm not even going to ride with the team. I'm not going to sleep at the motel. I'm not going to eat with them. I'm going to work till 12 on Saturday, drive there, check in with the referees, do the balls, and come back home. That's all I'm asking, people. Just please have a heart. Y'all know the heart and compassion I have. Will y'all please return the favor for me? I'm begging y'all, this is my last shot. Just give me this one night. Please don't take it from me. 3 years ago, I lost my dad and my ability to volunteer in the same week. And it's not, the only thing I'm ashamed of, when I was at his funeral in Alabama, I don't know who I was crying for, the football team or my dad, because I loved them both so much. And like I said, I mean, the reason why y'all had kept me away this long is just because I've been fighting back. I mean, where would we be if Martin Luther King didn't fight back? I'm not comparing myself to him, but you shouldn't be punished for fighting. You know, I was done wrong. You all know that. I'm just begging y'all for this one night. I do believe the majority of the board has a heart. Let's show that tonight. Let's show it in front of everybody watching. Please, y'all. I mean, just the other day, President Biden commuted sentences of 1,500 people, and that 2039, he pardoned 39. And one of the statements he made was, America was built on the promise of possibility and second chances. Tonight, I'm asking this
Chair
board
Cobb.
and administration for the same thing back.
Okay, Mr. Sawyer, your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. I would like to hear something either way soon. I don't want to wait till the last minute.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sawyer. Next on our list, we have Ms. Elizabeth Shakin. And again, Ms. Shakin, Ms. Parker will let you know when to begin and end, okay?
Okay.
Is it ready? Oh, sorry. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to work with me, answer my questions, and read any of my opinion articles and proposals. I feel joy being an advocate here at ECPPS. A year ago, I spoke out about the dual language immersion program. To be true to myself, I am a huge fan of the dual language immersion program. When I was taking my child and family advocacy class in college, I was also taking a Spanish course. 3 years later, when I checked out the book The Leader Me from the Camden Public Library, I also checked out a book on how to raise English-Spanish bilingual children. After speaking out about the dual language immersion program, I was finally successful in obtaining the district strategic plan and the budget, which propelled my advocacy work forward and helped me learn more about public education, ECPPS, and the kind of advocate I want to become. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Henry Johnson. His presentation at the district strategic meeting inspired me. When I pursued understanding the budget, it gave me clarity. Because of his encouragement to me, a very forgiving ECPPS superintendent, a supportive director of elementary schools, and my mentor, David Prizer, I am going to law school. I feel very humbled as I am watching all this unfold and seeing that the timing and circumstances could not be more right for my life. It's a miracle. I have prayed for each one of you by name. I am so grateful to be part of this team. My posterity, and I hope to live to see my great-grandchildren, are going to know what happened here. I hope my story will increase their faith in Jesus Christ and help them gain their own confidence that they can do hard things when facing impossible challenges. When I graduate from law school, I'm going to be the first doctor in my family. I have my parents, my husband, my little ones, my 5th grade teacher, Sarah, Chad from the Franklin Covey Foundation, Dr. Eddie Ingram, Joyce, Natalie, Angela Cobb, Claudia, Dr. Henry Johnson, Dexter, Candy, Rachel, Nina, and Kelly, Sammy, Sharon, and Rodney, Pam, Valerie, Sheila, Tommy, Terry, and Al, Kim Robertson at J.C. Sawyer Elementary School, Katina, Keith, and David Prizer, to thank for my life going in a direction I never envisioned for my family, but fills me with unspeakable joy. I know public education can change lives.
Thank you, Ms. Shakin. All right, we will now move on to our superintendent report, and I'll turn things over now to Dr. Parker.
Thank you, Chair Cobb. And I just want to one more time here echo how impressive our young people were tonight, and I want to thank all of the adults that have helped our students get here tonight, and the work and the endless hours our principals and staff put into the many programs that we have available to students. So to all of those that work in our schools and to support our schools on a daily basis, let me just start out by saying thank you. Without their work, nights like tonight when we showcase students like that wouldn't be possible. I do want to say a couple things. One, we are moving toward the conclusion of the first part of the year, and so Friday of this week will be an early release day for students, and we are looking forward to continuing to move on these next couple of days in the week, and then getting everybody to a place where they can enjoy the holiday break. And we will return in January, and then our high schools will use essentially 3 weeks to get ready for their final exams and finish coursework, and we begin doing that. So I want to mention that. Also want to recognize the Northeastern High School football team, which completed an undefeated season and also in their regional playoffs, and are now moving to the final round of this season, which will be competing in the state championship on Saturday at Keenan Stadium. So if we have any Tar Heel fans in the room, then that struck a chord right there. But they will be playing on Saturday at 6:30 at Keenan Stadium, and playing for the 2A state championship against Monroe High School. So we are cheering on the Eagles as they move toward this significant accomplishment. I did have an opportunity today to join Principal Fonville along with football coach Antonio Moore in Raleigh at a press conference hosted by the North Carolina Athletic Association that just recognized that out of the state of North Carolina at this point, there are only 8 schools that have moved to the state playoff. Northeastern's one of those 8. After Saturday night, there'll only be 4 state champions this year. And we're just going to go ahead and send positive vibes and claim that Northeastern will be one of those. So we're really excited for our Eagles as they move on to this opportunity, and we're working with some of our local officials to plan out a parade, a send-off for the Eagles on Friday, starting at 10 o'clock, where we're going to send them off as they head toward Chapel Hill to get ready for the game. So we'll be posting some information on social media about that, but encourage you to be looking for that and be available to help us cheer on the Eagles as we move toward this part. But as we move into this holiday season, the last thing I would just share here is, let us all find moments to be grateful for the things that we have, and also to help us all remember that in this season there are many opportunities for us to be with family, for us to share in the festivities, to eat great food, and then to celebrate each other with gifts. But at the same time, we live in a world where many people go without family and friends. They go without a full meal a day, and they don't live in a place where they have an opportunity to celebrate the way that we do. So let us move forward in a way where we think about our neighbors as much as we do ourselves in this wonderful time of the year where we celebrate these wonderful things. So having said that, I want to just send out a thank you to everybody that works tirelessly to make this the best place that you can in North Carolina send your child to school. And I'm proud of the work we're doing and thankful for the hard work that goes on to make that happen. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Parker. And now we'll turn things over to Vice Chair Pereza and our student board members.
Thank you, Chair Cobb. We will turn this portion over to our student board members. We'll start with Ruby Nunez Anaya from Pasquotank County High School.
Thank you, Ms. Pereza. Good evening, everyone. We have made it to the last board meeting of the 2024 academic year. And to kick off my report, I would like to begin by saying that our DECA chapter attended regional competition in Greenville, North Carolina on December 2nd, and our students competed in 6 events. I'm going to list out the events and shout out my peers because that wasn't easy, and I'm proud of them. So starting off in the Business Financial Series, we have Alicia Evans, who earned Proficiency, Top Exam, Top Role Play, and Series Finalist, placing first place. We have Ashara Ely, who earned Proficiency, Top Role Play, Series Finalist, and in third place. In the Entrepreneurship Series, we have Cheyenne Barrett, who earned Proficiency and Series Finalist. Tajay Goodwin, who earned Proficiency. Cynthia Hernandez, who earned Proficiency. Diana Hernandez, who earned Proficiency. Giovanna Taylor, Proficiency and Top Role Play. Jaleb McCoy, Proficiency, Top Exam, Series Finalist, and first place. And in the Hospitality Decision Making event, I competed with Ariana Hill. We both earned Proficiency, Top Role Play, and Series Finalist, and she also earned Top Exam. In the Principles of Entrepreneurship event, Jayla Bond earned Proficiency, Top Role Play, and Series Finalist. Amaya Brockington, Proficiency, Top Exam, Series Finalist. Michael Callan, Proficiency, Series Finalist, and second place. Brianna Dolan, Proficiency, Top Role Play. Madison Dudley, Proficiency, Top Exam, and Series Finalist. Samaya Godfrey, Proficiency. Brianna Cazzetta, Proficiency. Jaleel White, Proficiency, Top Role Play, Series Finalist, and third place. And in the Principles of Marketing event, we have Isaiah Brothers, who earned Proficiency, Top Exam, Top Role Play, Series Finalist, placing second. We have Hayden Dolan, who earned Proficiency. Micah Fennell, who earned Proficiency, Top Exam, Top Role Play, and Series Finalist. And in the last event, which was Sports and Entertainment Marketing, we have Jaden Alexander and Trenton Gillard, who earned Proficiency, for a total of 24 Proficiency recipients and 13 Top 10 Series Finalist medallions. We are extremely proud of all of our competitors, and we are looking forward to state's competition in February. Our school also hosted the second blood drive of the year, and we appreciate all of our donors. And we also hosted Peace Ain't Got Talent, and Dr. Parker was our MC. Students and teachers got to showcase their artistic and style, highlighting their talents. Third place went to Jasani Norris, who earned $30 and a little trophy. Second place goes to Jamir Magwood, who earned $50 and a trophy. And first place was to Jasmine Edwards and Jamir Magwood for a total of $150 and a trophy. And I would also like to mention that our winter sports have also kicked off. And like Mr. Stanley was saying, our band performed in the Elizabeth City Christmas Parade and the Edenton Chowan Christmas Parade. And they also presented the 4th annual combined concert a blue and green Christmas with Northeastern High School this past Thursday. Our ROTC unit had our end of semester award ceremony in which we promoted 29 out of our 43 active cadets and recognized 9 of those who were promoted earlier in the semester. The parents had the opportunity to place their ranks on the cadets, which was a new implementation we decided to incorporate. Thank you, Ms. Warden, Ms. Haynes, and Ms. Boylan for coming. And to conclude our festivities, we hosted a Christmas party for our cadets and played a variety of games and did Secret Santa. I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Passing it on to Brandon Moore.
Good evening. Our SGA participated in the Christmas parade with the float. National Honor Society packed food boxes at the food bank. Students have finished their COA exams, and underclassmen are now taking exams this week. We are beginning recruitment efforts for next year. Any students interested in the early college should apply and complete the interest form. On Friday, we had a hot chocolate bar to celebrate the last day of classes. It's been a great year, guys. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and this is all from the early college.
Good evening, everyone. This has definitely been a month of perseverance, but the Eagles are making it through. Starting off with the FFA, they attended the North Carolina FFA Veterinary Science CDE competition, placing second in the Northeast region. And like Dr. Parker mentioned, Northeastern football team, we're going to state, so it's very exciting. We're traveling to Chapel Hill this Friday to complete the 2 ACS competition versus Monroe High School this Saturday. So please, if you're willing to make the journey, come support us out in Chapel Hill. The game is starting at 6:30 p.m., so come and support our Eagles. And we are also trying to make a parade for everybody that's leaving, so definitely excited for those activities coming up. We also have regional qualifiers in both track and swim this season. And this week we're collecting items for the food bank before we get out for school, the holiday break, and we are having a holiday spirit week. So excited to see all of our Eagles in their festive wear. But thank you guys so much for an amazing year.
Thank you guys for your reports. That's it.
Okay, thank you guys so much. And now we will move to, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda for this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, please signify your positive vote with a show of hands. That vote is unanimous for those present. Now we're going to move on to unfinished business, and we'll ask Ms. Haynes if you would like to take the podium and just very briefly go through that for us.
Chair Cobb, Vice Chair Perez, and board members, really tonight we're asking the board to take action on the policies that were presented and based on the information that was given last month, unless there are any questions on any of those policies. And if there are,
Okay.
I'll take questions at that at
Okay.
this time.
Does anyone have any questions on any of the policies presented? If not, we need a motion to adopt those policies, please.
Motion to adopt policy 5150, reporting to external agencies, and to amend policies 1310, 4002, 2302, 3225, 4312, 7320, 3227, 7322, 3410, 3420, 3460, 4120, 4320, 4329, 7311, 5022, 5026, 7250, 6120, 8305, 9125, 3620, 4040, 7310, 6200, 6430, 6450, 7130, 7650, and 9110 as presented in the fall 2024 update table, and the revisions to policies 7500 and 7510 as presented at the November board meeting.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Ms. Perez made the motion. Ms. Warden seconded. Any further discussion? If not, can we have a positive vote by show of hands? Okay, do we have a negative vote? Okay. So for the record, Ms. Parker, we have 4 positive votes and 1 abstain by Ms. Boylan, who was not yet on the board. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to move on to new business, beginning with the budget calendar. And Ms. Tilley.
Good evening, Chair Cobb and other board members. Tonight before you is the budget calendar. I know it's hard to believe. We are not even at holiday break yet, and we are getting ready for next fiscal year. Before you tonight is the proposed calendar. We have already given principals their projected allotments for teaching and as well as their budget packets, and we'll be giving the budget packets to departments this week. I told them last week, but it just didn't happen, so it will happen this week. All packets will be due back to me by February 14th, and prior to that, we will be meeting one-on-one, myself, Dr. Parker, the relative department heads, and Wilma, Ms. Jordan, with maintenance to work on any capital as we meet with the principals and department heads. And then we will have work sessions with the board in April, and the Board of Education will approve at their April board meeting, and then we will forward the proposed budget to the county, which is required by state statute by May 15th. Based on past meetings and looking at the calendar for the county commissioners meeting, we are planning to present May 5th. If that changes, we can amend this hopefully at that time, but I think that will be pretty standard based on what's happened in the past. And then you guys will have the budget for approval at your June meeting.
Okay. Mr. Lottie, question.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we act on each one of these 3 individually? Or can we do one motion to cover all 3 at the end of the presentations?
You can act on them as long as they're all specifically referenced. You can act on them.
Okay. Just want to double check and make sure. Any questions for Ms. Tilley about the budget calendar? Okay.
All right. J.C. Sawyer Kindergarten Wing renovation. We had a change order that came through. I learned of it in the end of October. Significant increase, well over or right at $200,000. Dr. Parker and myself met with the company that had provided the quote, and we're able to negotiate that down to $87,000. There are some changes, and if there are specific questions about the change in the materials being used, Ms. Jordan is here and can answer those questions. But we have requested that the county move the money, because we asked for the specific amount of the quote that was provided to us from the county, and they granted that. And so we have now asked the county to move the $87,000 from a project that came in under budget to this line item. Any questions about that?
Anybody have any questions?
When is this work going to start?
So we are waiting to get this approval, and then they told us that as soon as they got that they would get started within 30 days, of course, weather permitting, but that we should be in good shape to be done by the end of May, 1st of June, and that's right, Dr. Parker, correct, and that they would have it so that we could be ready to start the moving process to get those teachers back in their classrooms, furniture, and that kind of thing over the summer so that it will be ready.
I just have a question. What was the difference in the initial quote, and why did it go up that much money? What changed to cause that?
The company that Belfour is a property restoration company. They were selected by Department of Insurance as a result of the fire, and they provided the restoration services. When the idea for the renovation came up to get rid of the open concept for those classrooms, they were like, we can do that, and Department of Insurance suggested them, and then we could move as an emergency, and here we still are, but we could take that as an emergency. We didn't have to go through a bid process and all of that, and we were able to go ahead and move forward. They used, according to them, they used restoration software that did not appropriately account for the prices that they encountered, and then the masonry work, they were having a difficult time finding a contractor, and that was much more than what they had quoted us on. So that was part of the negotiations, as far as we relied on you as experts, and we went to the county and requested this funding. And so we had to negotiate some, and like I said, there is a change in the type of the exterior product being used for that enclosed conditioned hallway. But that is it. But Ms. Jordan has contacted DPI, and please tell me if I'm speaking out of line, but Ms. Jordan has contacted DPI and has gotten the okay and talked with the architects on that. And the company is taking a loss by giving it to us at this price. But like I said, we did rely on them as the experts.
Ms. Tilley, one other just point of information. We are not expending any new money.
That is correct. We saved money on the Weeksville roofing project that was done this summer, and there, ironically, it was like $87,000 and some change. And so after negotiating with the company and coming to an amount that we could agree upon, we immediately started looking at those types of projects, and that stood out. So we have requested that that money be moved.
Okay, thank you.
One of the things to consider is material cost, and they have changed tremendously.
And they did note that. Yeah. But I think there was a combination of some stuff, and he did indicate in the original conversation we had with him about Western North Carolina and trying to get contractors here. So.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we can move on to contracts for exceptional children.
I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. McPherson.
Good evening, Board Chair Cobb, Vice Chair Pereza, Dr. Parker, and board members. I'm here to answer any questions you might have regarding the contracts.
Anyone have any questions regarding any of the contracts that you saw? Okay, wonderful. At this time, we need a motion on the floor to approve these items.
I make a motion to approve item A, 2025-26 budget calendar, and item B, J.C. Sawyer Kindergarten Wing renovation change order, and item C, contracts for the school psychologist, one for SLP and psychological services dated 12/16/24, and the agreement for New Story LLC for exceptional children as presented.
Thank you, Ms. Warden. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Bogues. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, would everyone please show positive vote with a show of hands? Okay, let the record reflect that is unanimous for those that are here. Thank you. All right, that brings us to the end of our meeting. At this time, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn the December 16th, 2024 meeting of the board.
Thank you, Mr. Old.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ms. Warden, for that second. We have a motion and a second. Anything else for the good of the cause? We would just like to say on behalf of the board, we hope everybody has a wonderful, safe, restful, and memorable Christmas holiday. Can we see a positive vote by show of hands? Let the record reflect that that is unanimous, and our meeting for this evening is adjourned.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank
And
you
I
for
can help
reminding
you. And I can help you.
We would never.
Well, we got these student board members to help us.
Oh, yeah, yes. Because they have to go over there. And I just have to come back in here.